Long ago, in a quiet village surrounded by hills and silver rivers, there lived a young woman named Amara. Amara was different from the others. While the village girls laughed together at the riverbanks and danced during moon festivals, Amara preferred silence. She spent most evenings alone beneath the night sky, staring at the moon as though searching for answers only it could give. Some people called her strange, others said loneliness had made her distant. But the truth was much deeper than that. Amara had lost her mother when she was very young, and ever since then, the world had felt emptier somehow. One cold night, unable to sleep, Amara sat beneath the great Udala tree outside the village. The moon was unusually bright that evening, so bright that the hills looked washed in silver. The wind stopped moving, even the insects grew silent. Then Amara heard a voice. Amara, her heart nearly stopped. She looked around quickly, but no one was there. Look up. Trembling, Amara slowly raised her eyes toward the moon, and somehow she understood. The voice was coming from the moon itself. At first, fear almost kept her from returning to that place again. But curiosity is a powerful thing. The next night, she returned beneath the Udala tree, and once again the moon spoke. Tomorrow, before sunset, the western bridge will collapse. Amara ran to warn the villagers, but they laughed at her. Since when does the moon speak? They mocked. Yet before sunset the next day, the western bridge collapsed exactly as she had warned. Suddenly, the village grew quiet around Amara. People began staring at her differently. Night after night, the moon continued speaking. It warned her about hidden betrayals, stolen harvests, sicknesses before they arrived, and dangerous journeys people should avoid. And every single warning came true. The villagers no longer mocked her, they feared her. Mothers pulled their children away whenever Amara passed. Men lowered their voices around her. Some believed she was blessed, others whispered that no human being should possess such knowledge. But deep inside, Amara herself was no longer certain whether the moon was truly a blessing. One night, after revealing another secret, the moon finally said, "Every truth has a price." Amara felt cold instantly. "What price?" she whispered. "For every secret I reveal, you must surrender one memory." Fear tightened inside her chest. What kind of memory? The memories your heart clings to most. Amara wanted to run. She wanted to refuse. But by then, the village depended on her warnings. And deep down, she had become addicted to knowing. At first, the memories taken seemed small. The sound of her childhood laughter, the smell of rain beside her mother's hut, the face of an old friend. But slowly, the losses became unbearable. One morning, Amara looked at her childhood necklace and could no longer remember who gave it to her. Another night, she realized she had forgotten the song her mother used to sing her to sleep. She cried for hours, not because she remembered the song, but because she knew something precious was gone forever. Then one night, the moon spoke with unusual urgency. Tomorrow night, death will enter the village. Panic spread quickly after Amara shared the warning. Families locked their doors, fires burned throughout the night. No one slept. But before the moon revealed how to stop the danger, it asked for one final memory. "What else is left for me to lose?" Amara whispered. "Your mother." Tears filled her eyes instantly, not her mother herself, but every remaining memory of her. Her voice, her smile, her embrace, gone forever. For the first time, Amara refused. "No, I have already given too much." The wind began to rise violently around her. The moon glowed brighter than ever before. "Then the village will suffer." Amara closed her eyes tightly. For a long moment, the world became completely silent. Then softly, painfully, she whispered, "Take it." The next morning, the danger passed exactly as the moon had warned. The village celebrated. People praised Amara for saving them once again. But Amara stood among them feeling completely empty. A woman approached her gently and asked, "Why are you crying?" Amara touched her own chest in confusion, because although tears were falling from her eyes, she could no longer remember why. And from that day on, the elders warned their children never to ask the moon for answers, because some knowledge comes wrapped in darkness, and not every secret is worth the price of discovering it.